بينكم بالباطل وتدلوا بها إلى الحكام لتأكلوا فريقا من أموال الناس بالإثم. Do not assert one another's property by unjust means, nor offer it to the judges of the goods of the others.
I'd like to congratulate the team of IPO for organizing a wonderful event on Saturday. That was the awareness walk. So I'd like a huge round of applause for Mr. Nisa. Handcrafted traditional goods to high-tech industrial produce. Handcrafted products which have now been transformed as deep relationship with sports, and that is Sialkot. The city is known by its uniqueness in producing a wide range of sport products which not only cater to the domestic market. And Exporters Association, Pakistan Gloves Manufacturers and Exporters Association, and Pakistan Ready-Made Garments Manufacturers and Exporters Association have extended the support in making this event more colorful and attractive. Development of the country and branding Pakistan worldwide, and witness the remarkable contribution of the city.
Women's Republic and for athletes to improve their performance. Sports industry has a growing impact on the world. From the sports shoe, whenever there's a mention of sports in Pakistan, the name of Sialkot city is their sports goods. Sports industry has been producing through constant innovation. Backed by sports industry comprises of highly motivated and experienced researchers, and creativity are the driving forces in the world of sports. In every sporting case that result in better sporting equipment, trademarks, copyright-related rights generate the revenues needed for sports events to fans all over the world. Commerce and industry started a journey of educating its valued members on intellectual property industrialists of Sialkot to retain their good reputation in the entire world. And is producing around 60 million balls annually with a worth of $230 million. Sialkot's sports industry has evolved with time by incorporating numerous advancements and complying with intellectual property and international quality standards. Our products are our recognition. We believe in fulfilling our commitments and providing the best quality sports.
A huge round of applause.
And Technology Chaudhry Ch.Fawad Hussain Sahab, Honorable Parliamentary Secretary, Ministry of Commerce, Madam Shandana Gulzar Sahiba, members of the Policy Board of IPO-Pakistan, distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps, representatives of the Chambers of Commerce and Industries and also the trade associations, distinguished representatives of the media, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and gracing this occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, one cannot overemphasize the importance of a predictable, efficient and effective national intellectual property rights regime in the socio-economic development of a country. More so in the 21st century, the IP assets are the principal currency of today's knowledge economy. Economic success and associated social cultural benefits hinge on the generation and management of innovation, information, and ideas. Today, universal acceptance and the strategic use of intellectual property offers an opportunity for individuals, businesses, and countries to convert their creative resource into economic assets capable of generating wealth and contributing to a more secure future for nations and their peoples. A strong national commitment to the intellectual property system ensures the establishment of an environment within which the creative and innovative potential of a country may flourish. This is precisely what IPO-Pakistan stands for. We at the IPO-Pakistan are committed to such a strong IP regime. Structural reforms are underway. Legislative changes in accordance with international best practices have already been initiated. IT-based application system have been introduced. Simplification of procedures with a view to speed up the processing time is being implemented. And of course, strengthening of enforcement mechanisms have also been initiated. Nevertheless, the road to putting Pakistan on the world intellectual property map is a long and arduous one, which requires commitment at the national level. IPO-Pakistan remains steadfast in its endeavors to create awareness both at the federal and provincial levels, ensuring ownership of the cause of intellectual property rights in Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this specific IP Day seminar. As you all know, the members of the World Intellectual Property Organization celebrate the IP Day annually in recognition of the human intellect and its contribution to social and economic development, sports goods innovation, and pay our humble tribute to the men on a Saturday, where people from all walks of life, especially the young generation, boys and girls from the universities, participated. We also held a slogans challenge. In the end, thank you very much to all of you, especially the chief guest, the Honorable Minister, and Madam Parliamentary Secretary. I know the session is in the National Assembly is in session, and I really am thankful for taking the time out and coming and gracing the occasion. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
IPO Pakistan has been placed under the Ministry of Commerce and Textiles since 2016. Since then, the Commerce Division has been providing active support to the organization to perform its functions in a befitting manner. I would now request the Parliamentary Secretary for Commerce, Ms. Shandana Gulzar Khan, to please express her views before the audience.
Science and Technology, Fawad Chaudhary, Chairman IPO Pakistan, Mujib Ahmed Khan, the Director General, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good morning. It gives me immense pleasure to be present here today amongst this gathering on the eve of World Intellectual Property Day. Incidentally, the theme of the day, Reach for Gold, IP and Sports, is in sync with recent government policies aimed at enriching, uplifting and mainstreaming of the role of sports goods industry in social and economic prosperity of the development of the country. It also reflects the role sportsmen and sportswomen have taken up in changing the societies in different ways with their increasing contributions to international fame, economy, international trade and FDI, something our Ministry of Commerce, is focused on for the longest of times. Ladies and gentlemen, essentially empowering sports goods manufacturing industry is equal to empowering a major and underrepresented segment of society. This ultimately leads to development and prosperity, creativity and innovation. In particular, among players and sportsmen and sportswomen can be encouraged. Even in Pakistan, we already have our lovely ladies cricket team. Hockey is picking up, but one area which is often neglected is the industry that will rise up with the rise of sport. I know that the Ministry of Interprovincial Coordination is working fairly in close tandem with the UN Women. They're coming up with women in sports, so perhaps I'd also request you to tie up a little bit more with that particular ministry as well, though I know that commerce and science are far more connected to IPRs. But because this is their focus for 5 years, this is, and not many people equate sports with economic uplift, but that is one of the, how do you say, impacts on that particular segment of society as well. I'd like to also share a little bit about what IPO, a small organization in the bigger picture of Pakistani government organizations, it's a trendsetter and it's doing what no other government organization or ministry is doing right now, and perhaps we should all take some lessons. Number one, it's actively engaging institutional stakeholders in creating awareness about IP rights. Nobody really cares about IPRs, it's boring. When you talk about copyrights, you talk about patents, you talk about trademarks, it makes a difference. You tie it to dollars, it makes a bigger difference. But you tie it to people and you tie it to sport, and it makes the biggest difference. Secondly, it has expanded its enforcement mechanism because it coordinates with the FIA, it coordinates with also, I believe, customs. So there's many things that the IPO is doing to ensure that all international IP that's coming into Pakistan is protected to the maximum level possible. Another interesting nexus that has come up is between academia, industry, and the public sector. Recently, the IPO-Pakistan, in collaboration with Pakistan's permanent mission to Geneva, has also launched something at the WIPO in Geneva, the World Intellectual Property Rights Organization, where delegates of over 180 member states visited the venue to have a look at what we do best right now, which is the sporting industry from Sialkot. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to show off a little bit here. Mujib Ahmed Khan, our chairman, is far too modest to tell you this, but I'll tell you 2 things that he has spearheaded with the Ministry of Commerce. Number one, this particular organization has been around for nearly 10 years, but it was getting wasted. Wasted because of the potential the IPO has to change the face of Pakistan's exports, change the way Pakistan looks at intellectual property rights. And that was to push this particular institution from Cabinet Division to Commerce Ministry. Previously, there was no link between exports and IPRs, and people don't realize that one of the other links that is missing and is not in the news, and we should be promoting that, is investment. Countries do not wish to invest in any country, in particular Pakistan, if we're not protecting our intellectual property right heritage, which we get from our own creators as well as international creators. So thank you, sir, for that. And number 2, an effort by the Commerce Ministry, which was called Emerging Pakistan. It started off as Brand Pakistan, trying to promote what Pakistan makes. Now it's called Emerging Pakistan, and the entire idea is we don't want to lie to the world. We don't want to tell them we're a perfect country. No country is. But what we are is struggling. We're struggling against so many external factors, and yet we do well. Although the number $450 million is not the biggest number we could come up with when we talk about sports, goods, and exports, but it's a start. It's a very good start. The Brazuca story, the entire world knows by now, that in the shortest possible of times, Pakistan was able to scramble and create footballs for the World Cup. So I think the role of IPO, and I'm going to say this completely politically incorrect, but I think now I have the freedom to do that. Before I didn't. Mujib Sahib has also managed to pull out all the staff from my ministry, Commerce Ministry, and bring them here. So they have a lot of good officers in IPO, sir. So good job for yourself, but not so good for me. So I have to say that now that we have, from what I've observed of the IPO, we're coordinating with Ministry of Science and Technology, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. The idea is to take IPO all over Pakistan. We're also lucky enough we're going to be introducing IPO soon to the KP government to understand how they can help them. So this is just a tiny beginning, but I'd like to congratulate everyone here today, whether it's the industry, whether it's academia, the students, or but in particular the IPO itself, with whom we had a very long association. Thank you very much for organizing this day, this event. I apologize in advance that I have to run because I'm answerable on the floor of the House right now and I'm in a lot of trouble with the speaker. So thank you for inviting me. I'm envious of the minister who'll stay longer than I am, but I think his speech will be far more entertaining than mine. And good luck for the rest of the day. Thank you so much.
It's a matter of great pleasure for me that Pakistan joins the international community in celebrating the World Intellectual Property Day. The theme of this year is Reach for Gold, IP in Sports is the most relevant and pertinent to the need of modern times. Actually, I think if we look back into the history, the 2 years are the most relevant as far as intellectual property is concerned. In 1633, I believe it was the year when the Queen or the King of England made intellectual property. They brought a statute with the name of Protection Against Monopolies. So that you can say the formal start of intellectual properties in the modern era. And then obviously 1883, the Convention on Intellectual Properties that now is considered the primary, I would say, the event in the history that settled down the modernism in the intellectual property. Actually, the whole innovation and the whole progress of what we see today depends upon intellectual property. Intellectual property on the face of it is a very boring subject. जब हम कहते हैं intellectual, मुझे जब कहा चेयरमैन साहब ने कि intellectual property के उस पे आना है तो मैंने तो 2 घंटे सोचा कि कितना बोरिंग सा सब्जेक्ट है कि इस पे क्या बात करेंगे क्या जो है वो होगा. But then when you look back, actually the modern development of humankind is a result of intellectual property. Because intellectual property ensures the respect of idea. It ensures the respect of innovation. अगर मेरे आइडिया की रिस्पेक्ट नहीं होगी, मेरी इनोवेशन की रिस्पेक्ट नहीं होगी, तो कोई भी कौम आगे नहीं जा सकती. So no wonder that since 1883 we see a total different world. उसके बाद जो साइंटिफिक यहाँ पे तरक्की हुई, यहाँ पे जो इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन आया, यहाँ पे जो कॉमर्स का रेवोल्यूशन आया, ये सारे का सारा इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी का मरहून मिन्नत. So that's why it's so important to understand why intellectual property is important, why it's important to respect each other, the ideas जो कि दुनिया को आगे ड्राइव करते हैं. And I'm very happy कि इस बार का जो इंटरनेशनल डे है इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी का, वो स्पोर्ट्स इनोवेशन के नाम है. वो पहले कहते थे लिखोगे पढ़ोगे बनोगे नवाब, खेलोगे कूदोगे होगे ख़राब. अब तो उल्ट हो गया है. अब तो है कि लिखोगे पढ़ोगे तो पता नहीं नौकरी मिलेगी नहीं मिलेगी, और खेलोगे कूदोगे तो शोर नवाब बनोगे. So I think with this advent in the new economy, खाली कॉलेज स्कूल जाना इम्पॉर्टेंट नहीं रहा है. इनोवेशन इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट, स्पोर्ट्स इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट. और स्पोर्ट्स में भी फिर जो आइडियाज़ आ रहे हैं हमारे, चाहे शू मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो, चाहे ग्लव्स हो, और एक और इम्पॉर्टेंट राइट जो जिसके ऊपर आई वुड से पूरी इस वक्त स्पोर्ट्स इंडस्ट्री की सबसे बड़ी जो चीज़ है वो ब्रॉडकास्टिंग राइट्स. द ब्रॉडकास्टिंग राइट्स एक्चुअली defines and bring that money into the sports that drive sports. आप देखते हैं स्टेडियम्स खाली होते हैं, लेकिन एक्चुअली जो ब्रॉडकास्टिंग राइट्स हैं दे हैव टेकन ओवर ऑल द इशू. अभी हमारे पास जब पाकिस्तान टेलीविजन बैंकक्रप्ट हो रहा था तो हमारा आइडिया था कि PSL के राइट्स अगर ख़रीद लेंगे तो टीवी जो है वो बेहतर हो जाएगा. साउथ अफ्रीका पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट सीरीज़ राइट्स ख़रीद लेंगे तो बेहतर हो जाएगा. इस तरह से जो दुनिया में इस वक्त ब्रॉडकास्टिंग राइट्स हैं ये ड्राइव करते हैं आपके स्पोर्ट्स को. एंड दैट ब्रॉडकास्टिंग राइट्स इज़ पार्ट ऑफ इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी. द डिज़ाइनिंग, द पेटेंट्स, they all are part of the intellectual property. So in Pakistan, or even on otherwise, वो बाकी चूँकि areas हमारे इस दफ़ा sports is the focus of intellectual property. Otherwise, obviously there are areas where the actors, actresses, and I had a huge discussion, long discussion with the chairman साहब. हमारे जो यहाँ पे intellectual property violations हैं, that has led to a huge problems for the creations and the creator of the ideas. So our goal is that intellectual property laws ko, and since Parliamentary Secretary of Commerce is here, she fully understands the importance of intellectual property. She has a background in intellectual property, and जब तक हम पाकिस्तान के अंदर हमारी जो कोर्ट्स हैं, हमारा जो लीगल सिस्टम है, वो रिकग्नाइज नहीं करेगा इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी को, इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ पेटेंट, इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ आइडियाज़ को, आगे नहीं जा सकते। आपकी जो तरक्की है, आपका आगे जाना जो है, वो आइडिया की रिस्पेक्ट के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है, यानी इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी प्रोटेक्शन के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है। सो दिस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट वी not only bring the appropriate laws for that, which the Commerce Ministry is working on it. We in our Ministry of Science and Technology, PCSIR and other जो हमारी certification है, attestation laboratories और फिर उनकी जो certification है, मैंने जो अभी तक मैंने देखा है, मैंने ये कहा है कि जो सबसे important चीज़ ये होगी कि आपकी जो सर्टिफिकेशन है उसमें टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी बढ़ जाए, इतना आप उसको इनोवेटिव लाएं तरीके से कि ह्यूमन इंटरेक्शन उसमें मिनिमाइज हो। देयर शुड बी अ मिनिमम ह्यूमन इंटरेक्शन एज फार एज अटेस्टेशन, टेस्टिंग एंड सर्टिफिकेशन इज़ कंसर्न। सो वी आर वर्किंग ऑन दैट। आई विल एक्चुअली जो मेरे मिनिस्ट्री के इनिशिएटिव्स हैं उनके ऊपर तो मैं बाद में अलहदा बात करूँगा, बट माई ओनली पॉइंट इज़ दैट अगर हम तरक्की करना चाहते हैं, अगर हम आगे जाना चाहते हैं, अगर हम एक सब्सटेंटिव साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी में, कॉमर्स में, इन एरियाज़ में जो जिनका डायरेक्ट ताल्लुक़ है आपकी ह्यूमन मटेरियल प्रोग्रेस से, उनमें आगे जाना चाहते हैं, तो इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी की रिस्पेक्ट, उसकी इम्पोर्टेंस को समझ के आगे चलना ये पैरामाउंट है। इसके बगैर कोई भी जो तरक्की है वो हो नहीं सकेगी अगर आपके आइडियाज़ की रिस्पेक्ट नहीं होगी। सो आई होप दिस सेमिनार विल गो and the way our intellectual property is going on, the way they are trying to bring it innovations, it will help a lot in Britain. Thank you so much.
IP applications. I would now request Ms. Applications. Applications.
सर आप थोड़ा सा साथ हो जाए, थोड़ा सा